What's going on, everyone? My name's David and welcome back to this week's video. Now, a couple of months ago, if any of you guys saw, I did the Oreo challenge with my cousin Mackenzie. We tasted 15 different Oreo flavors. Some were good, some were bad, but afterwards I promised I would never eat Oreos again. Fast forward a couple months later and here we are. Oriana suggested that I do the Oreo churros, and I guess they're technically not Oreos, but they're still similar enough. Either way, let's get it! Okay guys, before we do anything else today, we gotta take these Oreos and separate them from the cream to the cookies. I'm gonna try to split this recipe in half since it seems like a lot, and do half of the package, and set both of them aside. Next on the to-do list is to grab yourself a saucepan, throw in 1 cup of water, and let that heat up. Now since we're splitting this recipe and it calls for 1/3 cup of sugar, it's about 1/6 cup. Then 2 tablespoons of butter, and I guess just let that melt and take it off the heat. Now you're going to take those cookies and crush them up into little bits. After that, throw in a 1/2 cup of flour, your crushed up Oreo, and mix that all up, and then just finish it off with an egg. Now I'm comparing this to the one of Buzzfeed's, and mine seems a lot more waterier, so I added a little more flour, got it to what I thought was the right consistency. I don't even want to tell you what I think this looks like right now. Now you gotta grab yourself a piping bag, or if you don't have a piping bag, grab a Ziploc with a icing tip at the end. I taped it on with electrical tape because sometimes in the kitchen you gotta be ratchet. Get that into your piping bag and start trying to squeeze out. Oh, wonderful. This, ladies and gentlemen, is why you don't make a makeshift piping bag. Whatever, they don't have to look like stars anyway. I kept on pressing through and made a couple of sticks. These things look like they're about to be used in a prank. And then throw them in the freezer for a ½ hour. Next up, grab yourself a pan, throw in the oil, and while the oil is heating up, you're going to take your creams and melt them down in the microwave. After the 30 minutes, take your churros out of the freezer and try to get them off this plate. This is an absolute train wreck. And I guess throw them into your oil. Couple minutes on both sides, take them out, and I honestly don't know what to compare them to other than you already know. I'm not even gonna bother to coat these in cinnamon and sugar because I don't want to sugarcoat them. See what I did there? And they're too damn thin to even pipe icing through, so I'm just gonna dip them. This is like experiment gone wrong. Okay, here we go. I taste 5% chocolate, a little bit of egg, and about 85% flour, which is probably my fault, but this might go down in history as the worst Buzzfeed test yet. But here's my thing. Usually when these go bad, I don't really blame them on myself. Usually there's problems with the recipe or the way they tell you to cook it. A lot of the stuff I messed up today was kind of my fault. I tried to split the recipe and just take a lot of shortcuts. You know what? For the first time in the history of this channel, we're doing a redo. Except this time, we're trying it with these. Alright, you guys know the drill. I'm determined to make this thing work, so grab your Oreos, separate them in half, crush up the cookie part. This time I'm using a blender to make sure it is thoroughly crushed. This time we are going to make the mix exactly like they did in the video, so start with 2 cups of water, 4 tablespoons of butter, and 1/3 cup of sugar. Then allow all of that to combine while it's heating. Immediately after you get it to a boil, throw in a cup of flour and your crushed Oreos. Already this is looking 100 times better. Now throw in 2 eggs, mix that up thoroughly, and this should be correct. I reassembled another makeshift piping bag, and start piping your churros out on a different plate. Oh yes, this is what they're supposed to look like. Now let's put those in the freezer for a ½ hour, and then finish everything off by frying off your churros. A couple minutes on both sides once again. Just like we did with the last creams, I'm gonna melt these down in the microwave as well, and here we are. Finally, they look good. I am so freaking happy that these look so good. This is what you get for perseverance, people. Now I just hope they taste good. The moment of truth. Yes! That's freaking amazing. Yo, Dan.
What?
Come try this.
What is it?
It's an Oreo churro. Hey, are they delicious?
Mmm.
Told you.
That's good.
What do you give it out of 10?
I give it a 10.
I'm giving them a 8.9 because the middle is like super sweet. Like you can't really dip it because it's so sweet. Other than that, they're on point. So what have we learned today? Make sure your cookies are thoroughly mixed and not lumpy. And sometimes you fail the first time, just try again because it might work then. But if you like today's video, guys, hit me up with that big thumbs up. It always means a lot. How much should we go for, Danny?
68.
You heard it here live. As always, all my social media links will be down in the description if you want to follow me on those. If you have any more suggestions for recipes, please leave them down in the comments because I'm always needing more. And have an absolutely awesome rest of your week. I'll see you right back here next Thursday. Peace.